Beer here back in the Fantasy Bar. Friday is up, talking some NBA, and we are going happy hour. 6 plays for you, 5 of those plays under 6,000 on DraftKings, including some of my favorite values. One team I want to get a lot of exposure to with those value plays. We're even going to stay under 8,500 for our beast of the night in a great spot. So saving you money here on the Friday six-pack. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition, Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack, talking some NBA. We are going happy hour, and what other bar in the world is giving you a happy hour on Friday? Not many out there, but we are here. 6 of my favorite plays ready for you, fresh off the tap on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out today's video. Before we get to those plays, do me a favor. Take a second. Click that thumbs up button. That's the tip jar here in this happy hour video, so thank you for that. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. NFL videos are out, a six-pack covering the entire wild card weekend. And check out my Pints and Picks video over on our Scores and Odds YouTube page for 2 of my favorite prop bets in the NFL for this weekend. But we are here to talk some NBA tonight. Let's get started with our first play in Cole Anthony. Now, Orlando really struggling with injuries. You know, Wagner's out, Suggs going to remain out. Paulo Banchero likely returns to the lineup here tonight, but I guess he'd be on a minutes restriction coming off such a long layoff. So Cole Anthony going to continue to play a big role for this Orlando team. A guy that gets it done in so many different ways, contributes across that entire stat sheet. 29 or more DraftKings points now in 3 of his last 4 games. Upside into the 40s here for that GPP ceiling that we are looking for, in a good matchup here with the Bucks, who have really struggled with the point guard position. Bottom 5 in points per game allowed, rebounds per game allowed, and bottom 10 in fantasy points per game allowed to this position. Cole Anthony, great price and a good matchup with the Milwaukee Bucks. All right, let's run it back from a guy we had on Wednesday in Guerschon Yabusele. So right back to the well here on Yabusele. No Embiid, no Drummond again here tonight. Paul George expected to return. I don't think that affects Yabusele too much here, and this production has really been solid with this additional minutes and usage that he's receiving right now. Without both of those big men in the lineup, averaging 17.5 points, 9 rebounds per game over the last 2. That's good for over 38 DraftKings points per game. So we are talking a guy pushing 7, 8x return on these salaries. New Orleans, not quite as bad as Washington, but pretty damn close. They are not good against bigs. We're talking bottom 7 in fantasy points allowed to both power forwards and centers. Yabusele remains too cheap for this role. Take advantage tonight against New Orleans Pelicans. All right, value continues here in our happy hour. Buddy Hield of Golden State. Now, probably my favorite value play on the slate tonight. Buddy Hield, Warriors on a back-to-back here, so I think you could see some of these guys sitting. We know Andrew Wiggins going to be out once again. That should keep Buddy Hield in the starting lineup, and if Steph Curry happens to miss this game, Buddy Hield becomes even more important. And even if these guys play, I still like Hield tonight without Wiggins. This price is simply not caught up to what he's doing right now and the role he's playing for this Golden State team. 31 or more DraftKings points now in each of the last 2 games. Good matchup here with Indiana, 22nd in defensive efficiency, and the old narrative going back to play his former team. The cherry on top, Buddy Hield, one of the best values here for Friday night. All right, let's stay right there with Golden State. Add another value piece in Trace Jackson-Davis. So TJD really locked in for the Golden State Warriors right now. We know Jonathan Kuminga going to remain out, as we mentioned with the Buddy Hield segment. I think we could see Draymond Green take the night off as well here on a back-to-back. Wanted to play in that game in Detroit with his Michigan State ties, but I think he may rest here tonight. But even if he's in there, Jackson-Davis just playing so well right now and so consistent for this team. At least 30 DraftKings points in 7 of his last 9 games. We know the upside is there to take him into the 40s. So another guy with that 6, 7, 8x potential return on this DraftKings price. First meeting with Indiana went well at 13, 8, and 3 in that one. Almost 30 DraftKings points. Miles Turner listed questionable here, so that matchup could be a little bit easier. And another homecoming narrative, played his college ball at the University of Indiana. Add it all up, Golden State, a great source of value tonight with Hield and Trace Jackson-Davis being my favorite. All right, the value train rolls on with Cory Kizer of Washington. Washington, Jordan Poole listed as questionable here tonight, and Kizer has really stepped it up offensively for this team. 23 points scored in each of the last 2, averaging over 37 DraftKings points per game. If Poole is back, I still like Kispert. If Poole is out, I absolutely love the spot here for him high total game. Two teams that don't play a lot of defense, love to get up and down the floor. Chicago, 22nd in defensive efficiency, give up a ton of threes, which is one of the better parts of Kispert's game. Third most threes, fourth most fantasy points allowed to the shooting guard position. Cory Kizer, another solid value here for Friday night. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for our happy hour here on Friday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play, free to play, and a thank you to you guys for all of your support on these videos. All you got to do, click that thumbs up button, head to the comment section and guess fantasy points for my Beast of the Night on DraftKings. Whoever's guess is the closest, we're going to give you a free week of RotoGrinders Premium just for hanging out today in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play for Friday night. You know, Matt's Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time, and in happy hour, sometimes you want to take advantage of some top shelf, but we'll keep it under 9,000. Make life very easy for your lineup builds here. And my favorite play on the entire slate, guard Zack LaVine of the Chicago Bulls, tonight's Beast of the Night. So as we talked about with Kizer, this game, absolutely one you're going to want to target here. Elite game environment. Both teams love to get up and down the floor. In fact, both top 4 in the NBA in pace, and that total sitting at a huge 243.5 number. I know the blowout is a concern here, but teams have blown out the Washington Wizards and still put some massive numbers on the board. And LaVine has absolutely been on fire here of late. 31 or more points scored in 4 straight games. One of those games against this Washington Wizards team, and it makes sense. We know Washington, pace we mentioned, don't play much defense. Only Utah worse defensively than the Washington Wizards. Third most fantasy points allowed to the shooting guard position, and a solid price here. Add it all up, Zack LaVine, easily my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Friday night happy hour, talking some NBA. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, don't hesitate. Hit me up in that comment section right below the video or on Twitter at Beermakersfan. Get your guess in. Zack LaVine, fantasy output on DraftKings for a shot to win a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck this weekend and tonight in the NBA, the NFL. Hit me up with any questions and have a great weekend. Thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on rotogrinders.com/videos.